The United States $1 bill is the most recognized piece of paper on Earth. It is the primary tool for global commerce, used to settle international debts and price commodities in every time zone. Millions of people handle these notes every day, yet the specific historical record and ideological symbols printed on their surface are rarely examined. This note serves as a physical map of how the United States built its current position in the global economy. To understand that position, we have to look at both sides. The front reveals the economic history of the currency, while the back details the specific ambitions of the people who designed it. Grasping the mechanics of the modern economy requires an analysis of the literal paper it is printed on. In its early years, the United States lacked a national currency. Trade relied on a mixture of British pounds, local colonial notes, and foreign silver like this Spanish-milled dollar. The name dollar is a linguistic adaptation of the European thaler. Because these Spanish coins were so common in the colonies, the Continental Congress adopted the name for the new nation's official currency in 1785. During the Civil War, a lack of gold and silver forced the government to print paper notes, backed only by public trust. To prevent rampant counterfeiting, the backs were printed with a specific green ink, giving rise to the greenback. For decades, the British pound was the world's primary reserve currency. That shifted following the two world wars, which left European nations buried in debt and their economies in ruins. This chart shows the result of that shift. While European gold reserves were depleted by the war effort, the United States accumulated the largest physical gold reserve in history. In 1944, delegates from 44 nations met at the Bretton Woods Conference. They agreed to peg their national currencies directly to the value of the US dollar. The mechanism was simple. The US guaranteed that every dollar was exchangeable for physical gold at a rate of $35 per ounce. This agreement established the dollar as the primary anchor for the entire global financial system. By 1971, the cost of the Vietnam War and expanding domestic programs had severely reduced America's gold supplies. President Richard Nixon responded by ending the dollar's convertibility into gold, effectively ending the Bretton Woods system. To maintain the dollar's value, the United States reached a deal with Saudi Arabia to price all global oil transactions exclusively in US dollars. This petrodollar system created a constant global demand for the currency. To import energy, every nation now needed to hold and use US dollars. By pricing essential energy in dollars, the US ensured its currency remained the primary medium for international trade, even without the backing of gold. On the reverse side of the bill, the focus shifts to the Great Seal. Designed over 14 years, these symbols serve as a statement of the nation's long-term goals. The Eye of Providence is often associated with secret societies, but in the 18th century, it represented the watchful eye of God. Its inclusion suggested that the American project was guided by divine providence. The pyramid represents strength and duration. The fact that it is unfinished indicates that the United States is viewed as a work in progress, intended to grow and build over time. The Roman numerals at the base translate to 1776, marking the beginning of the American experiment. The repetition of the number 13, found in the eagle's arrows, the leaves on the olive branch, and the stripes on the shield, refers to the original 13 colonies. It was a symbol of unity among the states that formed the Union. The motto at the bottom, Novus Ordo Seclorum, translates to a new order of the ages. It was a signal that America intended to establish a new system of governance distinct from the old monarchies of Europe. The dollar currently faces challenges from the rise of digital currencies, domestic inflation, and attempts by nations like the BRICS bloc to bypass the petrodollar system. However, the dollar's integration into the global banking infrastructure and its unmatched liquidity make it difficult for any alternative to replace it. Ultimately, the true foundation of the currency's value is supported by the sheer reach and scale of the United States military. The symbols on the back of the bill describe an ambition for a lasting system. The history on the front shows the specific economic path taken to achieve it.